Welcome back to the Vernian trip. A little bit. What's up with you? You alright?
I had a really bad night.
What happened?
I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, come on, buddy. We're all here for you.
I don't want to talk about it.
Come on, little bit.
No, I just can't. It's too painful. Okay. I couldn't sleep last night, so I got on the internet to kill some time. And I came across something super disturbing. And it's haunted me to my very core.
Dude, we're trying to be a family-friendly channel here. Ish.
No, not that kind of site. You put puppy control locks on the computer, remember?
Oh, yeah. Glad you still work. So, what did you find then?
I went on to the most terrifying website ever.
What site was that?
It was this horrible, torturous place called Wikipedia.
Oh, a little bit. That's not such a bad place. A little misguided sometimes. But what could you possibly seen on there that was so horrible?
Up until last night, I thought I was still a 10-year-old with childlike wonder and youthful puppy violence. But now this place says that puppy years are not human years, that I'm more like 50. Now all I can see is that my teeth have started to fall out, little bald patches have started to form, and my farts, they're no longer funny. They're just a sign of a larger problem. Where have all my years gone?
A little bit, it's okay. Getting older doesn't mean you have to act old.
I guess this is true. You're getting older and you still act like a teenage idiot. But I think that's just because you're a guy. It's different for us ladies. Oh God! I just called myself a lady! I was just a girl yesterday.
Getting older also doesn't mean that you're worth less either. Most of the items in this room are much older than you and much older than me. In fact, most are worth much more today than they were the day they were made.
Really? So this means you can sell an old dog for more than a little puppy?
Yeah, you're not really helping my point here.
I'm feeling a need for prune juice and some sort of senior vitamin again. You've got me back on a roller coaster of emotion here.
Oh, there's many types of value, and for you, you're worth more than any amount of money.
Aw, thanks, big buddy.
No worries, little buddy. Like you, the items in here have many types of value, not just monetary. You just have to know how to look at them and use them. Hi, welcome back to the Vernian Treasury Treasure Vault. I'm Lee, and this is Little Bit. I thought today I would give some tips and hints that I hope will help both new and experienced collectors and new and experienced dealers maximize the value, not just monetary, but all values of your collection or your inventory. All of us as dealers have had those items that we've had for a year and a half, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, we just can't seem to get rid of. Or we bought them and the market was different and it changed and now no one's buying and we're stuck with them. Or as a collector, you wanted just to buy a couple of these items, but you had to buy a whole group, and now you've got these items that you don't know what to do with. So, and you don't want. What do you do with them? What do you do with those items that you don't want as a collector? What do you do with those items you can't sell as a dealer? Well, one of the things I learned over the past 30 plus years as a collector and as a dealer, since I was a kid, not that old, is to donate. And I know you're probably thinking, donation, that's just for a tax write-off. Well, yeah, but that really doesn't help you here, and that's not at all the reason to do it here. All right, let's say, for example, you go and you want to buy just these 2 photographs out of this group. They won't sell just the 2, and it's in a big lot, and the price is good, even buying all of them for those 2 items, but you really don't want these little 25 photographs. But they won't budge, and you got to buy all 27. So you buy them as a collector or as a dealer, because as a collector you want these 2, or as a dealer you're still going to make a lot of money on those 2. But now you're stuck with these other 25 photographs. What do you do with them? All right, what do you do? Well, let's say on these photographs, they've got the names on all of them, or on some of them, or most of them. They've got the dates, let's say it's the 1880s, and it's got the location, say of Mount Healthy, Ohio. Just pull a random town. All right. Well, contact the Historical Society in Mount Healthy, Ohio. And if they don't have one, contact the Historical Society for that county. I haven't met a county yet that doesn't have a Historical Society. And most towns nowadays, if they have a population of at least like 8,000 or 10,000 people, they have some sort of Historical Society, even if it's a small one. Contact them up and donate those pictures to them. They're going to want them. They always take them. And most historical societies or museums, such as they're small, like little library museum, they want those. They'll take items, especially if it's something for a local area. Very few times they'll turn you down. So now you've donated them, and it creates this dialogue. This creates this relationship with them. So, let's fast forward down a year and a half, 2 years down the road. You've been doing this for a while to a few places around the country, even around the world. And you buy this ring that has etched inside of it AB. And you're told by the seller that it belonged to Aaron Burr and he wore it when he had his duel with Alexander Hamilton. You're not going to find that. But this is for sake of argument. Let's say you have, all right? So you have this ring and you're like, all right, well, for me to prove that, I got to get provenance on it. And man, the research on that's going to take me forever. Or if I try to get somebody to do it, it's going to cost money. And, I bought it because it's a great time period ring and it was a great price for just as a ring. But man, if this really checks out, really is something. Well, what do I do? Oh, that's right. I remember I donated some stuff to the Historical Society in the town where his house is. Well, bam, call them up. And because you help them, they're going to help you out. I've never had a Historical Society or a museum or place that I've helped out, or a library I've helped out, not help me back out. And, most historical societies and libraries, research libraries, or museums of the library, you can go there and research for free, but let's say they're 4 or 5 states over. Most of them are going to charge you, maybe upwards of $60 or more an hour to research this stuff for you. And if it takes them 5 minutes, they're still going to charge you $60. Let's say it takes them 20 or 30 hours. Now you're talking $1,200, $1,800, and you've eaten into your profit. Or let's say it's not this Aaron Burr ring, and it's something that might get $1,000 or $1,500 out of it. Now you've eaten all your profit away. All right. Or you spent all this money to find out that isn't Aaron Burr's ring. It's Albert Bushman, and you got completely taken. And if you had just sold it as a ring, you made money, but now you're in debt. All right, now you're in the hole for it. So this is a good way to get that connection for somebody to help you at no cost and make value out of those items that you couldn't sell or didn't want. Because now as a collector, the same thing. You need to get provenance on it or authentication or information. They're going to help you. All right, so don't be afraid to get creative with those items to find a different value or more value besides monetary into it. Along that same lines, let's say you have an item that you have $500 as a price on there, and either you've had it for a while or maybe you've had a short time. Doesn't really matter. And you get a phone call from this collector, that you immediately know who they are. This man or woman is a big time collector of these type of items, and they offer you $350, and you don't want anything less than $450 for it. So of course, go and haggle with them. That's of course, but they just won't budge on the $350. They just won't budge. Well, you have two choices. You can either hold out for that person to pay the $450 or $500, or what I've always done, I just go and sell it to them at $350. Yeah, I left $100 on the table, but I forged this relationship with a big collector who you know is always going to be buying. And now when I go and find those items, I can sell them to him or to her. I have a long list of private buyers that I buy for. And when I'm out either as a dealer or as a collector, I look for items. And I can't tell how many times as a collector, I've been like, you know what? I don't want all 3 of these pieces of pottery. I just wanted those 2. But I've got to buy all 3. But you know what? I know somebody will buy that other one, and I can sell to them still at a good price and make money putting 2 items in my collection. I do that fairly often, actually. And, you've made that relationship with that big-time collector or, fairly large-size collector, and they're going to have a lot of information about these items. Maybe it's something that you don't deal a lot in, and you're still learning. they can be a great amount of resource for that. And if they don't know, they'll know somebody else that does. And if they don't want the item, they'll know somebody else who does. And it creates this big network, and you should always be trying to build your network of information, of resources. I'm constantly getting called or emailed or texted from collectors and dealers and museum curators and historical societies asking me questions, and they think I'm just walking an encyclopedia, and I'm really not. I retain a lot of information, but the reason why I give them an answer back in 5 minutes or so, it's not because I knew it, it's because I knew somebody who did. And now I've helped that person out, and now they're going to help me out some other time. And it just creates this big network of people who work together. And the more you know, the more people you know, the more comfortable you'll be as a collector and as a dealer both. And along that lines, as far as more you know, I can't tell you how many dealers I ran into, more than I should, who I'm either trying to buy something from them, or maybe I'm making a trade with them, or I'm selling something to them wholesale, and they're like, no, I don't deal in those items. I just don't like those items. I can't stand mid-century modern, or I don't like pop art. Well, you're not buying it for yourself. You're a dealer. Who cares what you like? It matters what your clients or your customers like. My business partner had this huge lot of costume jewelry, and costume jewelry doesn't appeal to me at all. It probably doesn't to most guys, but I had to research this stuff. And a large portion of it was Bakelite. So not only did I learn a lot of the misconceptions of Bakelite that, so many dealers and collectors have been saying for decades, that was 25 and 30 years old, that we've now found out is incorrect. Back before the internet, it was collectors starting, their information where they got this person from this person, and this anecdotal information became gospel and was incorrect, but it stuck. So I learned, what was correct about it. Plus, I started learning all these other items that are Bakelite that I had never really dealt in before, that I found out that, even though Bakelite, a lot of the stuff is going down in price, there's some of these items that aren't. And, I probably shouldn't give this hint away, but I'm gonna, because I got kind of a little niche on it. But I know a lot of dealers don't know it because I buy from a lot of dealers on these. Bakelite gaming chips, poker chips, gaming chips, especially marbled butterscotch ones. Depending on the thickness and the diameter and how many I get, I'll buy a bag for $5, and within 20 minutes to an hour of putting them online, I've sold them for anywhere from $200 to $700 gone. And I find them every couple of months. And there's not a huge amount of buyers, but the buyers that are out there, they buy, and they buy like crazy, and they'll buy them fast. So, if I hadn't researched and got into the costume jewelry, and now I know way more about costume jewelry than I ever thought I was going to know, but because of that, I learned about this, and now I make good money on it. And I now also know costume jewelry, so I can have a conversation with a dealer or a collector, and I know to look for these items as well. So don't be afraid to start dealing in something else or buy something you're not familiar with to learn it. Especially if you get a good deal on it. Buy just to learn it. That way you can get into a new field of selling. Because the more you sell, the broader your inventory is, the more knowledge you have, the more people you know, the bigger your network is, the more comfortable you is, both the collector and the dealer, the more you can maximize the value of your inventory, your collection, and the further you're going to go as a collector and as a dealer. So, those are just a few hints at things that I've learned over the years. Hopefully they'll help you. Don't want to make this video too much longer. Again, I know the second video was very long, but I hope everyone will sit through it. Once you sit through it one time, you'll have all the information about the treasure hunt, and you'll have the first clue board. So when the next clue boards come up, you'll have all the information you need, and you won't have to worry about going back and either not know what to do or have to go back and watch it then. So sit through it once, and you don't have to do it again. All right, I hope these tips help. So do you feel better about getting older now a little bit?
Yeah, I think so. But if you start buying food with senior on the package, you will get bit.
I understand.
No, really. I will straight up bite you.
And I believe you.
No, I don't think you do. Just remember, I may be tiny, but like all pets, I know where you sleep.
And on that disturbing note, this is the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe, click the like button, and hit that bell for notifications.